Alright, second row. If you need to go to the bathroom or water. Second row. It's the oboe, clarinets, flute row. The second row.
Let me go see her. Open the door.
to our 5th grade band demonstration concert, and thanks for coming tonight. My name is Katie Cooper. I'm one of the 5th grade band directors here for the Sycamore School District, and tonight we're going to be demonstrating for you what we've been working on in full band in our small group lessons for the past about 8 weeks. So before we get started, I'd like to introduce the people that are teaching your children this year. I already said that I am Katie Cooper. I teach general music and choir at South Prairie, and I also do the band lessons at North Grove and South Prairie. I also direct full band rehearsals at Southeast and South Prairie. Up next is Mr. Ken Goodman. He teaches band lessons at North Grove, North, Southeast, and West, and directs the full bands at North Grove and West. He is also the high school band director. Mr. Mertens teaches band lessons and directs the full band at North Elementary, and he is also our middle school band director. Here's a brief overview of the Sycamore Elementary Band Program. Our students have been playing their instruments for about 2 months now. They receive one small group lesson per week during the school day, and they also participate in weekly after-school full band rehearsals at their home school. We've been working out of our Standard of Excellence Band Book Method series. So from the beginning, we stress a few important things about playing. The first one is we sit up straight. We put our feet flat on the floor. We keep our cheeks in when we play, and we take a big breath of air. These are things that we try to reinforce, and these are things that you as parents can also help us watch for as well. For woodwinds, there are a couple different ways of generating sounds. For single reed players, the clarinets, they put their teeth on top of the mouthpiece at a certain spot, and they roll their bottom lip in a little bit, but not too much, and then they blow through the mouthpiece. For flutes, they spend a lot of their first few lessons focusing on getting a sound out of just their head joint. Once they do that, flutes have a kind of tricky job. They have to balance their instrument on their chin, their right thumb, and then the lower portion of their left index finger. Then once they can get a nice reliable sound out of their on one note, then we go into our first song of hot cross buns on the notes B, A, and G, which they use on their left hand. Our oboe players also learn how to make a sound by rolling both of their lips together and saying the word home. This sets their lips in the correct position, and when we talk about our mouth shape on all the instruments, this is a fancy French term that we call embouchure. Our brass players have mouthpieces as small as the French horn over there on the side, and then as large as our baritone and trombone players. And then in the middle, we have our trumpet players. It's extremely beneficial for students to practice their buzzing because it helps with the flexibility and range of their embouchure. What they get on their mouthpieces is what they're eventually going to get out of their instruments. And then our percussionists spend a good amount of time of just learning how to hold their drumsticks and properly strike their drum pads. And once they do that, then we start on basic rhythms, and some of which we'll play for you tonight. But much of percussion is striking something so that it makes a sound. So once our students can create a sound, it's time to start making music. The method book we use for band instruments is Standard of Excellence Book 1. It is a book that we have used in our district for a number of years, and we have a number of success from starting beginners in it. We also use the Alfred drum method for percussionists. This book is really sequential in how it introduces rhythms, and it works well. Now, for our first song, we are going to perform it as we learned it in our method book. It is number 1. The first note that we learn is a concert D, and pretty much every instrument besides flute and oboe learn this as their first note. This song has students play a whole note, which they hold for 4 beats, followed by a whole rest, where they rest for 4 beats. This pattern repeats itself 4 times. number 2, which introduces a different note, concert C. It goes by different names for different instruments, but it is concert C. So we're going to play number 2 now. We move on to our third note, which we know as concert B flat. Once we can play these 3 notes successfully, we can move on to exercises where students can change notes. In order to do this, they have to be able to read notes on the staff, which can be tricky for students to do at first, but they catch on real quick. We're going to demonstrate a song where we do this. It is number 5 in our books, which the students know as Mix 'em Up. There are also some additional exercises that we assign where students can practice changing their notes slowly. This is important for building their skill as well as their confidence. Note reading is kind of like knowing your times tables, and given how many things our brains are doing when we play an instrument, it is beneficial for us to be able to read a note quickly, know its name, and play the correct fingering. For this reason, we don't learn a lot of notes right away, and we focus on learning the first 3 notes, and then we build on from there. Once we can play whole notes, which get 4 beats, we move on to half notes, which get 2 beats. So now we're going to demonstrate both of those on the song called Cardiff by the Sea, which is a Welsh folk song, and it is number 12 in their method books.
Here we go. Hi there, my turn. Hi, I'm Scott Mertens. I'm the Sycamore Middle School band director. We know that finding consistent practice time can be a challenge for these guys. One of the nice things about 6th grade band is that they're at least playing their instruments every day. But again, like just a little bit of practice every day can make a huge bit of good for these guys. I know we only have band once a week for full band, and we have lessons. But we just want to emphasize just a little bit of continuous practice every day. You're going to see a lot of growth. And I know once they get to middle school, they really, really shoot up as far as their level of playing. So, this gives them a very good introduction into playing. We want to get them to 6th grade, and you will really, really, really see a lot of growth that year, I guarantee. So it has been wonderful to see the strides, but I can already tell a lot of great strides from this group right here. Now that we can handle whole notes and half notes, we can move on to quarter notes on number 15 in our book. Our brass and woodwind players will be focusing on tonguing correctly while counting rests, or as I call them, weights. North School, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, you know. Okay, we call them weights. This is number 15, A Quarter's Worth.
So at this point, our students have learned 3 notes, and they have played and counted whole notes, half notes, and quarter notes. So now they are ready for the classic. It is number 16 in our books, and it is Hot Cross Buns. Once we've played this, then we're going to reinforce the same concept for number 17 in their books. It is the French folk song Au clair de la lune, which means in the moonlight. After this, we are ready for their 4th note, and it is a concert E flat. So we're going to demonstrate it by playing number 20 for you. It is Country Walk. Now, using all of the concepts that we've learned so far, we're going to play number 23, which is Merrily We Roll Along for you. It's otherwise known as Mary Had a Little Lamb. Our next piece for you has a little bit of a different format. So we have what is called a duet. We're going to have 2 different lines playing. The A line is the melody, so we'll demonstrate that for you first, and then we'll play the B line for you, which is the harmony, and then we'll put it together. But up right now is the A line, the melody line. harmony. And for the duet, we are going to split the band half in the or down the middle, half and half. Half of us will play line A, the melody, and half of us will play line B, the harmony. For our final number tonight, we will play for you number 26 in our book, It Is Good King Wenceslas. But before we do that, I'd like to thank you all for coming tonight. As a heads up, we're going to continue having lessons this week. However, there will not be any full bands the rest of the week after school. So keep bringing your instruments on your lesson days for the rest of the week, but there's no after school bands. We will start full band rehearsals back up in the first week of December after our November break here, and then we'll have full bands going through our January concert. And then after that, we'll take a small break again and start full band rehearsals back up in about late February. Also, before you leave today, when the students are done playing, if you could stay in the auditorium, that'd be great, because your students will come out and find you. So thanks again for your support and letting your student learn an instrument, and I hope you have a good night.